Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 19th of November 2019. So starting off with Bitcoin, the headline here is that Bitcoin price is a golden pocket as trader warns of 7,400 breakdown. So let's just have a quick look at this. We can see from the weekly chart that we had the China rumor a few weeks ago where prices were moved higher, and now they're heading back towards this low. So there are two things I would do here to have a look and see where this market is likely to trade to, and that is to use the fib retracement tool here and just click twice at the low of this bar, and you will see prices trading to this level. I would also use the zero extension line and draw this in as well, so I can see where prices are likely to trade to. I'm just going to reset this chart now so we can get a closer look at what's going on in the longer term. So these are the two main areas here. We can see that the market is currently trading just above this important fib line that we've drawn in here, and a break below this will see the market test the 7298 low, which we saw a few weeks ago before the China rumor there. In the daily chart, everything's short, as we've seen in the last few weeks. The market has broken down from the 200 MA in the daily chart and continues to move lower. You've got exactly the same setup here as you have in the weekly chart. If I was to go from this low, it would be just slightly different. But you'll see there you've got the fib 76% retracement, an important level. If the market breaks this, then we retest the low, which we've just seen in the weekly chart. And the 4 hour also having broken the 200 MA as well, so the market is short all the way at the moment. And also yesterday in the 15-minute chart, we picked up the volatility. It was really quiet, and then things started to happen and prices shook out to the downside. We could see them buying back in here and then bringing the market back. Where you can see is currently sideways there at the moment and stuck in a sideways range and has gone quiet. A real pain. It's like I say, you get these whales coming in, moving the markets, and then they disappear, do the trade, take the money, and then leave the market just to tread water for everybody else. However, the stock market for yesterday, we've got stocks and bonds bid, dollar skids as Powell pontification, Trump's trade pessimism. So like I said before, this China deal isn't done. And there's also another article, if we just go back one, I think it's at the main headline actually, on this page. And this is the one I'm after. Let's get rid of this. Trump says discuss negative rates in unscheduled Monday meeting with Chair Powell. So as I've said before, that's exactly where we're going. It doesn't matter what Powell says about no more cuts this year, or he couldn't see another cut until 2021. Let me tell you, this will be negative before you even know it, given the continuing rise in debt, the repo market continuing all the way through to January, and the ECB also going negative on rates as well and printing 20 billion a month as well. We're back to where we were before we had the sort of reprieve in QE, and now we're back full on in Europe and in the US. So nothing changes. The only thing yesterday was the market was really quiet. Started off well and then was hit. If we have a look at the 5-minute chart, something came out, hit the market, sent it down about 80 points. Actually more than that, it's over 100 points. And then the market opened, and then boy was it choppy. Just had no direction. It was making lower highs, higher lows in each of the swings, and then eventually it moved higher as it broke through the 200 MA, which became more stable, and then just traded higher. But not a big day at all for the market. I mean, from the low of the start to this high, you will see a 77-point range. Very, very quiet. And the market moving higher overnight, putting in a new all-time high, which you can see there, having done this in the last hour. If we go back to the daily chart, you will see the market there doing this at the moment. So the market continues to move to the upside. Nobody has a clue why it's doing it, apart from manipulation, because there's no other reason the market would maintain this. Not in a market that had fair value, that's for sure. And in the implied volatility, a very interesting picture actually. This actually moving higher, 1185, and trading up to the 20 bar MA. So the question is, are we close to some sort of correction? Well, given the fact that the market was struggling yesterday to move to the upside, I'll just go back here. You can see how narrow the range is compared to the previous day, Fridays, when the market just moved, just marched up. Yesterday the market wasn't so strong and very choppy, so it'll be interesting to see when we get to the open of the cash market today how the market reacts. But back to the implied, you can see we're just coming up to the 20 MA there in the implied volatility, so it could be due to see a correction in this market. Meanwhile, the 10-year continues to move lower, 0.24 yesterday for the 3 2-year bonds. And another chart I was having a look at this morning is the VIX as well, because the VIX is the market where they've sold the futures contracts to actually keep the lid on the stock market. And this coming down towards the lows as well, but not down towards the 2017 lows, which we saw in 2007. So we'll keep an eye on this just to see how the market pulls back, see if it can manage to come down to this sort of level, but still multi-year lows at the moment for this. So that's about it. There's no news out today. The pound not doing a lot. Did move up yesterday, but has been stuck in a bit of a range, 76% retracement there. And in the 15-minute chart, you can see that most of this was put on in the pre-market session and then has done nothing. It's just traded sideways there. And like I say, there's no major news today to speak of at all. And that's the same going forward until Thursday, when Criminal Lagarde will be speaking. And there's some economic news for tomorrow for the euro as well, but that's about it. Quiet week, and then next week, of course, we head into the Thanksgiving holidays as well, so keep that in mind as well. Which interestingly, we could see some bit of a kick up in volatility in the Dow before we get there. Well, that's what I'm hoping for anyway. Okay, that will do it for this one. If there is anything else to report, I will let you know, but otherwise, as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.